Hi guys, welcome back to lesson 3 for energy. Well done those of you that have handed in all your work. It's really good, so please continue to do so. So remember also to hand in all your work by Thursday the 7th of May and hand it into your teachers or via Teams. Now Teams is a lot easier for us teachers to access, so if you can go on there and put up your work, it will make life a lot easier. Okay, so our lesson today is called non-renewable energy. So that's what we're looking at. Our key word today is decomposition. So I'd like you to write that down and the title. So pause the video and write them down. All right, you know what's next. So we're going to do the quiz. Just write down the answers and then we'll green pen them on the next slide. So here they are. First question. Okay, they're the questions, so just pause the video again and write the answers down. Okay, well done. Let's have a look at the answers now. So get your green pen ready. Number 1, a type of energy which is infinite, sustainable and easily replenished. Renewable energy. The term which refers to being relatively self-sufficient in energy is energy security. A type of energy which is finite, is not sustainable and takes a long time to replenish, non-renewable energy. In the UK, the use of non-renewable energy is decreasing. Suggest a problem of importing energy from other countries. Well, it's expensive, prices fluctuate, that means they go up and down, and they can't be stopped by the source country at any time. They can be stopped by the source country at any time. The percentage of people in rural Myanmar who do not have access to reliable electricity is 84%. Well done, give yourselves the corrections in green and then we'll move on. Okay, so let's have a look at the different types of renewable energy sources that we can get. So the first one is wind power. Now you might have seen this before. They're quite common in the UK and they look like this. Wind turbines. So these are really huge windmills that spin around because of the wind and that will generate electricity as it turns a turbine down below, which will generate electricity. The next one, solar power. I think you're all quite familiar with this one. You see them on top of buildings. They're these glass panels that take in the infrared rays of the sun and use that as energy. Here we go, this one's tidal. Now this is a turbine that moves due to the tide in the sea. Hydroelectricity. Now this is one you've seen before as well. This is where there is a dam across a river and the water flows through a small gap within the dam and that goes down to then spin a turbine which then generates electricity and then is sent back out to people. Okay, so there are renewable energies. If you need to go back and have a look and make some notes, and do so now. The next one that is one of my favourites, is geothermal. Now geothermal literally means heat from the earth, so heat from below the earth's surface. And as you can see, it's happening in this animation here. Heat from deep within the earth is brought up to the surface and that heats water. And when you heat water, you get steam, and that steam then will turn a turbine, which will generate electricity. Okay guys, so if we have a look here, it's another pie chart. It's a pie chart that we've seen before in previous lessons. It says here, a graph to show the predicted energy mix for the UK by 2020. So have a look really closely at each section of the pie chart. Now look at the questions. Do renewables or non-renewables make up the largest proportion of the UK's energy mix by 2020? So you need to look really carefully at the pie chart and tell me which one is the biggest proportion. So how much, what one takes up the most of the pie chart? And then what is the difference between the two, between non-renewables and renewables? And then if you're feeling up for it, have a go at the challenge down here. So pause the video and give yourself about 5 minutes. Okay guys, so in front of you now you've got 4 pictures, 4 figures, and they show different places and ways of getting non-renewables from the environment. So figure 3 here is a gas rig in the North Sea. The North Sea is the UK, so north of the UK. Figure 4 is Sellafield nuclear power plant in the UK. So another one in the UK. Figure 5 is Turo coal mine in Poland. And figure 6 is Berkut oil rig in Russia. It's the largest one in the world. So figure 3 is gas, figure 4 is nuclear, figure 5 is coal, and figure 6 is oil. Now they are all non-renewables. Okay, so just pause the video and really have a look at those figures in detail. Okay, so what I want you to do now is have a look at the question, this discuss question up here. It says, using figures 3 to 6 and your own understanding, identify the potential problems or risks associated with the extraction or production of non-renewable energy. So what risks or dangers are there for getting out this energy from the environment? So have a look at the pictures and what do you think could be the problems? So pause the video and write down your answers. All right, so let's have a look. So get your green pens out and let's see how well you've done. So first of all, the extraction can actually destroy habitats, so cause the destruction of habitats and animal extinction. So figure 5, you can see that there, how this coal mine has completely destroyed the surrounding area. Potential risk of accidents, for example, oil spills, animal deaths and polluted waterways. So this links to figure 6 here. If this oil rig leaked, then it would pollute the ocean and kill lots of animals. Nuclear waste leaking into the environment. So that's looking at figure 4. This would lead to health issues for humans and animals. It can cause death. Visual pollution. So house prices can decrease, or there will be a reduction in tourism. If people can see these from their homes or from a town, they can look quite disgusting and not very appealing, and therefore people don't want to live there and people can be scared of them. So that can lead to house prices going down and no one wanting to go and visit. Also, heavy machines are used. This can produce noise pollution. This therefore disturbs people and it can scare animals. Okay, green pen. Okay, for this one guys, you just need to pause the video for about 7 minutes, read the article really carefully. You can look up any words that you don't understand, you can use Google for that, and then at the bottom here you can see 4 questions. So I'd like you to write them in full sentences in your book, please. So give yourself 7 minutes and pause this video. Okay, well done guys. So let's see how you've done then. So you should have got down here, how many years worth of coal has Poland got left? 200 years. So you should have written that, give yourself a tick. The use of coal has increased in recent years. In which countries? You should have written Japan, Indonesia, India, Vietnam, Russia and China. How has climate change potentially impacted Poland? You should have written it gives them heat waves, droughts, this reduces the harvests. And then, why is the closure of the coal pit something that needs to be dealt with carefully? Well, it says here, look, laid off miners are being left without jobs and therefore they are poor. So if you've written those or somewhere around those answers, then give yourself a tick and we'll move on. All right, guys, so this is your last task now, and it's the most important one. So you've got to spend the most time on this, and it's got to be at least one side of A4 for your response. And I'd say at least 3 paragraphs if you can. So let's have a look at it. It says here, countries should be forced to move away from non-renewables as there are more negatives than positives. How far do you agree with this statement? So you've got to write now whether you agree with it or you disagree with it. You've got to use these terms here to say how far you agree or disagree. If you have a look at the success criteria, you need to say how far. So you need to use one of these words. You need to give a point and you need to develop it. So you need to explain it in a full chain of reason. So you can go back over the lesson just now and you can use facts and figures and place names to help with that. Then you need to, in your next paragraph, write how far you agree or disagree with it. You can do it either way. Then you need to give a point, same again, back up your answer with some facts, figures and a chain of reason. There you go, lots of PLC, that's what facts, figures, places are. And then you need to, on your last paragraph, you need to write a conclusion. So overall, do you agree or disagree with this point above? So before we get started, let's have a look at an example. So I'm just going to put it up and I want you just to see. So it says here, I strongly agree that countries should be forced to move away from non-renewables. This is because burning fossil fuels creates a significant negative impact. For example, burning coal and gas releases CO2. This results in climate change. Poland has experienced shifts in its climate, such as a drought in 2018. However, I partially disagree, as countries such as Poland have 200 years worth of coal and industry, and it employs lots of people. In conclusion, I think countries should be forced to change to renewables. However, we must be careful that not too many lose their jobs. Now, if you have a look at this here, the first paragraph is really nice. It got lots of points and developed until all the way through, lots of chains of reasons and lots of PLC. The second paragraph is really good, but you haven't made a chain of reason. They haven't explained further what the 200 years worth of coal and this industry employs lots of people. You had to write therefore, this means that. You need to extend it. And the conclusion here, it's not really a conclusion here, so you're meant to say exactly why people should be forced and why is it important. Okay, so give yourselves about 15 minutes, guys, 15-20 minutes. Really use lots of information from this video and good luck.